By then, who knows? The warden might be out.
The warden. Yo, did you just drop the warden on us?
This might be it. The first
Subscribe to Unmastered.
Unmastered is on the rise. On to 1 million soon. Subscribe to Unmastered Podcast. It's the best podcast in the fucking world.
This is the Unmastered Podcast.
Guys, we're back on Unmastered Podcast. Whatever episode this is, it's fucking hot in here. We're starting off the episode good. Something very interesting in the middle of the table for us today. But Nick, take it over on who our guest is.
All right, so in today's episode of the Unmastered Podcast, our guest is an entrepreneur who came up with a really ballsy idea that will blow your mind. Specializing in selling wood charcuterie cocks all around the block, everyone please welcome the creator of the Cockuterie Board and the chief cock officer, Roee Dunkelman. This is gonna be nuts.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Salud.
Salute.
Cheers. Julian, where's yours?
Julian doesn't drink.
I'm underage.
He's underage. Yeah, he's underage. Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to have you here. You know, it's very, interesting thing that we have in front of us. But
For sure.
Tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, and this whole little idea you came up with.
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Roee. I'm 26. Started the company when I was 25. I was working at. Do you guys know Clearbank? Ever heard of Clearbank? It's
Is it a bank?
What's that?
Is it a bank?
It's actually not. And because of that, they recently rebranded to Clearco. But back in my day, it's called Clearbank, and it's non-dilutive funding for D2C brands. So they provide growth capital for marketing, inventory. And I was working sales there. This was like right out of school. And am I coming through all right?
Let's see. You should be.
Should be good if you're speaking directly into it.
Go.
Check.
Yeah,
We're
you're
good.
You're great.
Yeah. So I was working there right out of school, and all day long I was like talking to founders of D2C companies, and I was like, these guys don't really seem to have anything special. Like I bet you I could fucking do this. Like, just give me an opportunity, and I bet you I could rise to the occasion. And I'm like, okay, well, I think I could do this, but like, what product am I going to sell? And I wasn't necessarily on the hunt. I guess it was like subconsciously I was probably keeping my eyes open, but I was more just like in the mindset of like, I could probably do this. And next thing I know, I was in a grocery store. I was shout out Whole Foods for the inspo, but I was just roaming the aisles, and I just saw a display of charcuterie boards. Of course, they were just like regular charcuteries, rectangular, but they were like really nice texture, really nice grain. There was some walnut in there, just like really fucking nice charcuterie boards, like cream of the crop. And for whatever reason, I was just kind of like enamored by these things. I was like, dude, like these are sick. Like what? Like, I don't know. Like I was, like I've seen them before, and like whatever. Everyone uses a cutting board, every now and again. But I was like, I don't know, I was so taken back. I was like, these are sick. This is like craftsmanship at its finest. Like this is the sauce right here. So I was like, and then literally my instant thought was like, these would be so much funnier in the shape of a dick. Like instantly. I don't know what drove me to that thought. Well, on my website, I say like I'm suffering from the same syndrome of Jonah Hill in Superbad, where like all he can think about is dicks. So I think there's a little bit of that in me. And I was like, that's kind of a dumb idea, like whatever. And then like days later, I kept finding myself like coming back to him, like, I don't know, like I feel like there's a market for this, like bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, fucking bridal parties, and all that stuff. And and it was like really in the wake of, I mean, like TikTok's like, it's it's off to the races by now, but like at that time it was like November of like 2019 or something. So it was like right when TikTok was like kind of becoming more and more of a household name. And I was like, and with TikTok, like I bet there's so much viral shit I could put out like content wise with these boards and get my parents involved and my friends. And I'm like, I think I like kind of have something here. And then I was like, I got caught up. I was like, I have $1 billion idea. This is amazing. And then I was like, that's a dumb idea. Then I was like, okay, if I'm going to like maybe kind of as a joke, potentially pursue this, let's take it to the internet. Let's see if there's anything out there. Surely enough, there was. And I think there still is. There at the time was 2 companies doing it. And I was like, so I'm not the only crazy one. Like someone actually fucking did this already. And one of them was like, I was looking at it and was like, again, like I didn't think they were leaning into it enough. Like it was more highlighting like maybe like the quality of the board and the quality of the wood rather than like leaning into the shape and like all the funny shit that you can do with it. And like just the content was lacking in my opinion. And I'm like, okay,
It was
like,
a bit flaccid.
yeah, it was a really flaccid. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, I could probably do better than this. So like, who's next? And then I saw this other company, and when I was at Clearbank at the time, you provide funding to these companies. So I'm like, I'm gonna try and fund them. Because I wasn't like, oh, I definitely want to make this. I was like, oh, this is a jokes idea. Like, I love this. I want to reach out to them, hear their story, see what's up. Are they trying to grow this thing? Right. And then I was like, I'm going to try to fund them. So I get in touch with them. It's like, it was 2 girls in LA. And ultimately it was just kind of like a jokes idea that went flaccid.
Yeah.
To use your term. After like a few months, they ordered a few, sold it to like friends and family, and like ultimately wasn't something they were looking to grow. And then dig right in. And then someone had to draw first blood. Yeah.
Good meat.
And then I was like, okay, so you're not running this company, but like I think this is a hilarious idea. Like I think I have a lot to bring to the table. So once they told me they're not trying to grow it, I like set up another call, almost like pitching myself to come in as like their third. Like it was 2 girls in LA. I was gonna pitch myself as like,
instead of 2 girls, 1 cup, it was 2 girls, 1 cock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Smart. Yeah, exactly what it was. That probably would have been the new name.
Yeah.
And I was like, pitch myself. I'd handle shit on the Canadian side, like whatever. And ultimately, like they were like, and then even like in my circles, like I was like running, because I was like getting super serious about this. I was like talking to my friends and like whatever. And I was like, I think I'm gonna try and like pursue with these girls. And like one of my like staff members from camp kind of was just grounding me. He's like, dude, like, what are you talking about? Like, fucking nothing about these girls. They're in LA. Like, like, how are you gonna like think about this like logically? Like, how could you like? I mean, there's obviously ways around it, but people have international business partners. Not so much that. It's the fact that like I was ready to hop in bed with these girls to run a fucking business when I didn't even know like their last names. Like, he's just like, dude, like just do it on your own. And I'm like, true, sure. So that's exactly what I did. That fell through. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna run it on my own. Started reaching out to like as many local manufacturers as possible. I think probably like close to 75.
Holy shit.
I got a lot of unanswered emails, a few like, nah, I'm goods. And then a couple people got back to me, but like it was just too expensive to make sense of. And then finally I got referred to a manufacturer in Kingston through like just like daisy chain of people, like this person referred me, this person referred me, that person. Finally it was this guy in Kingston. He was like, yeah, I could probably make work, like quoted me on, so right now I have 2 SKUs. The sheriff is the big boy, and then I have a deputy that's 14.5 inches. This is 24 inches. But like I just had the idea for the big boy out
This is the
gate.
sheriff, right?
That's the sheriff. That is the
okay.
sheriff. And he quoted me, and I was like, okay, sick. Send me 2 prototypes. One was like finished, like ready to sell.
Right.
So sanded, oiled. The other one was not finished. I'd have to take on some of the labor, but I was willing to do that just to drive my costs down. So I'm like, okay, sick, like give me 50 of the unfinished, like I'll absorb as much labor as possible. And like I'll spin up a website and like just see what happens. Like 0 expectations. I think the whole purchase order was like $2,000 or something. And I was like, okay, fuck it, like let's do it. Got my Shopify together, and then I was supposed to launch like maybe like third last week of August, and then it kept getting pushed. It was like some Jewish holidays.
Which year? This last year?
What are we of 20? Are we in 20 of 2021?
Okay, so last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So ultimately, it just ended up being like September 15th. But the week prior, I was like, okay, I got to mobilize everything social media wise. So I just like literally DM'd every single person in my following on Instagram, wrote up just like a copy and paste, like, hey, I've been working on this for like 9 months. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but this is actually something I've been working on, like, been pouring my heart into whatever.
That's
super
tough to do,
appreciate. Yeah, like I was literally just like, I'd have Netflix open on the side, like 11 p.m. I'd just like send out like whatever, like hundreds of DMs, like just just let them fly, and whoever.
But like, it's hard to convince someone to like believe in your idea if you're selling wooden dicks.
100%. Yeah,
There's a lot of people who can't even get people to believe in their idea, and they're like selling regular things. You know, like I'm not saying that selling wooden dicks is not regular.
No, I hear you.
But like, there's people trying to sell like lamps and shit, or like some sort of idea on like Shark Tank, and then they can't even get people to buy in. Let alone if you're selling wood cocks.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
That shows like how good of a salesman you are. That's what I'm trying to say. Like this guy knows how to sell if he can like get these people involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like there was a point like where if people were like on the fence, I'd probably nudge them and be like it's fine. Like you can just like hook me up, just help me out, just repost it.
Yeah.
And then if they were really like, hey, like some people are like, hey, like my parents, like my cousins, like my employer. I'm like, all right, whatever, that's fine. Something that like I try to be mindful of is I'm not trying to make a believer out of anyone. Like if like people are either gonna see this and be like, you're a fucking idiot, like my sister initially said, or they're gonna be like, oh yeah, like that's jokes. Like I see the merit in it.
Yeah.
So and that happened. That started in the manufacturers. Like some manufacturers, like oof, like I don't know. And like right away, I'm like, that's fine. Like I'm not trying to convince someone why this is funny, why this is a good idea, why you should be on board. It's like you're either in or out, and like whatever. I'm cool with either one. Right. So as soon as there's anyone that was like, oof, I don't know, I would be like, hey, all good. And then if they come around, great. If they don't, whatever. So yeah, so I did get like a couple pushback, but like reasonably, like like my cousin,
right.
I have like my little cousins on here and like employers. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But on the flip side, that was definitely the lesser case. I'd say most of the people I reached out to were like, wow, like it's like such nice words. I was actually blown away. I was expecting like, oh yeah, no problem. Like I'll repost. But then occasionally I'd get like just random people, even people like I'm not so close with, which is probably why I felt it more, was like, wow, like good for you for like bringing an idea to life and actually pursuing it and like, you know, all this shit. I was like, well, people are like really fucking nice. and yeah, like it was so fucking successful. Like I actually couldn't believe it. So many people reshared it. Like you couldn't tap through a story without seeing it. And I was without seeing a cock, yeah. And I was blown
away.
Usually
that's a bad thing.
Usually, yes.
You know, if your
usually it's a
on
terrible thing.
Story.
Yeah, then you need to reconsider who you're following.
Well,
So
yeah, or it's leaked.
This
or
is like the
something.
first time people accepted like an unsolicited dick pic.
Exactly. Yeah, I pride myself on sending unsolicited dick pics. Yeah.
You know what?
So yeah, so like that was like I opened the store September 15th, but like the week leading up, dig in. Yeah, I'll join you. The week leading up, I just like
do that.
I gotta get through my story. The week leading up, I would just like I had essentially like a different photo, a different TikTok, and like different shit for each day that was already pre-planned, and I was like summoning my fleet of like, now they call them I call them cock flockers, like part of the cock flock.
Right.
I was summoning my early adopter of cock flockers to just go buck wild with this thing and like share my shit. Ultimately, it was like a launch giveaway, and let me pull it up because I still can't even. I don't really remember the numbers, but I think there were like just an absurd amount of comments, and like I think someone from Loud Luxury. Is it Loud Luxury?
Loud Luxury?
Yeah. Someone from
DJs?
Loud Luxury.
Yeah.
Is it Loud Luxury?
I think
they're the
so.
Canadian, the two guys.
Yeah,
right?
the DJs,
yeah. So someone from Loud Luxury comment on it.
Oh, really?
Is it Andrew? Maybe. Is that his name?
I don't know them that well. I don't know.
Okay.
them at all.
Anyways,
I just
he like seeing like a verified check mark on like one of
Yeah.
your first posts is like, what the fuck? That's
It's
crazy.
pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, like my giveaway post. This is like one of my first things.
We'll pop it up on the screen.
Cool. Yeah. Got like almost 1,900 comments.
Holy dude.
Yeah.
So and that's
I was
just
like, what the
from
fuck?
sharing it to
Yeah, that was
people
just like
on
from people
Instagram.
like in my corner that like were kind enough to reshare
Yeah,
my
it's
shit.
crazy how so many people like were there to help you. Like,
Yeah,
when
no,
you
it
needed
was
you know?
actually it was hit me in my feels for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, like this is
Yeah.
really nice, and super appreciate it.
I think people need to be like that more. They need to like support their fellow, entrepreneurs and business people. I don't think we do that enough in this world, Like a lot of people do stuff and they kind of just let them figure it out, and like if they do well, they do well, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that you got so much support, it must feel awesome, right?
It was amazing. It was, and like I said, like a lot of the time, it wasn't even like, yeah, no problem. It was like, yeah, no problem. Also, sick idea, good for you. Like keep at it. All like these words of encouragement that I was like, wow, like people just like really are nice when it boils down to it.
For sure.
That's really good. Yeah. So you said you started your first idea of it was like 2019 or something. You kind of said, or
Yeah, it was like November 2019 when like dicks were on the brain, and then they were like available for purchase September 15.
yeah. So like basically a year ago, like almost a couple, like 2 weeks from now. It's like a
I'm hitting my like 1 year anniversary in like 2.5 weeks.
It's really.
What are you
dope.
doing for that 1 year anniversary?
Any ideas?
I don't know. I haven't really given much thought. I probably should do like some sort of blowout. But it's really tough because like being a one-man show, and this isn't like playing a sympathy card. It's like nothing like that.
Sure.
It's just like the brass tacks of it is like when you have to do everything, you just like have to fucking prioritize. Like if it were up to me, I'd be making like 10 TikToks a day.
Yeah.
But there's just like, unfortunately, like, so much other shit that you have to do. Like I had coasters that I was selling that's like, you know, selling in groups of 4 and like those sold out because it was like a production thing, and I want to like get those back in the game. So like now I'm prototyping coasters, and like my
Like dick-shaped ones?
Yeah. Do you ever have a picture?
Like, so how'd that work? Like, would it go on one of the balls? Like,
No, so they're like it's like first of all, they'd be curved so that it can accommodate like a round glass.
Right.
Because if it's straight, then like there might be some tippage.
Yeah.
So like I have to like curve, and like my dad is a graphic designer. He's been teaching at OCAD for like 35 years, Ontario College of Art and Design, and like so he has the whole Adobe suite. So like that's been great for me for doing like all my posts and all my email marketing. But like he's nifty with like all the tools and Illustrator. So like me and him were like literally prototyping coasters. He's like, you know, refining like the perfect bend in the cock and everything. And this is like a 68-year-old man who's just like chopping away on his computer, like designing dicks.
Yeah.
And I made a TikTok about it.
I saw
But
That's awesome, dude.
yeah. So like, you know, it's just like there's always something to do. So this kind of comes back to like, are you doing something for your anniversary? I suppose like that should be a priority, but like I'm just in the middle of so much other shit that I'm sure I'll figure out something, but that's like not even a thought. I mean, it should be, to quite honest. Like the fact you brought it up.
You got too
Maybe
much
another
stuff
giveaway
to
or
do,
something.
man, for sure.
Like, yeah, like I could do another giveaway. Giveaways, like you know, yeah, I could do another giveaway, but it'd be cool to do some like party or some shit. That's just like there's these everywhere.
Just cocks
Like,
everywhere.
yeah, it would be cool because the best thing about doing those
Cockapalooza.
Cockapalooza, yeah, exactly. I should
Trade-
get you on the
trademark
creative team here.
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing later?
I don't know.
So you were saying
Buttering
about
up cocks.
your dad helps you out. So yeah, what was your like parents' first initial reaction when you were saying like, yeah, I want to sell these things? Like,
Yeah. So as you can imagine, I was petrified to tell them.
man.
So like for a long time, I would like be prototyping like in the basement, like without their knowledge. Like they had no idea what I was doing. And it was so funny because like I would ask my dad to like bring back like foam board from Dollarama. So I can like, what I did initially for like prototyping was like I would take like different lids of pots to experiment with like different circumferences of balls.
Right.
Like I think these are 7 inches. I probably had an 8-inch once upon a time. And so I was like literally like arts and crafts corner,
yeah.
but like a little naughtier.
A little
and,
naughtier, yeah.
And like doing like different sized balls and all that shit. And I'd get my dad to get me like, 6 of them so I could like just, and like he just went to the Dollarama, didn't ask anything, just drop them in the front for me. Didn't ask any question, what's it for, whatever. If it was my mom, on the other hand, like she'd be right at my ass, like being like, why are you at 25 like doing arts and crafts? Like, do you want to do your job so you can move out already? So yeah, God bless him, just like didn't ask any questions. And I was just like prototyping in the basement, like making different. And then like once I had the foam board that I'm like, yeah, like I think like it more or less looked like this. I'm like, I'm pretty happy with this. Like I found it. I didn't even mention him yet. He was like a guy, one of the local guys in Woodbridge-ish, that made me like a prototype out of like not quite wood. It's called MDF. It's like it's like a, you know what it stands for?
No.
Oh, okay. He nodded like, oh yeah.
I know
MDF.
what it is, but
yeah. It's like micro, it's like some density foam, whatever. Anyways, he just like made, and it was exactly this. And he's like, I can't help you, but like here is the universal digital file that like all of these like woodworkers would need to actually make it for you. Like, here's my gift to you. Take it, send it around, see you can make it, price them against each other. So he gave me like, he designed this.
Like the patent, pretty much.
Yeah, he gave me kind of like, the secret recipe of cocks. And like, he's like, yo, have at it. Like, see who can make it. Yeah, pretty much. He just like opened the treasure chest for me and the glow.
It's like the secret
was
formula
there.
from like SpongeBob. Yeah.
So then I'm like, I could send this anywhere. And eventually the Kingston guy was like, okay.
Wow. And now we're here.
Here we
off
are.
a cock.
Yeah. So this is the first board I ever made, the Sheriff, 24 inches tip to tail, or tip to balls rather, and it's 14 inches ball to ball across, and the width is 8 inches across the shaft. Then we have our Deputy, 14 and a half long, 8.5 ball to ball. Show the folks at home. Ooh.
There you go.
And then I have like all these extra add-ons, like so a big seller has been dick shaped ice cube trays.
Yeah,
so
I
they're
saw
like
that
pink
on
ice cube
Instagram,
trays,
yeah.
8 dicks. Those have been fun. Dick picks, which are dick toothpicks.
Oh, right.
So you could like, you could pick up your mort, you could pick up your olive,
Yeah.
all that. And then I have cockfetti, which is dick confetti. So it's like little plastic table confetti.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I call it like lube, which is board butter. So like, you can preserve the board every now and again. It's just like a mineral oil beeswax type thing. Buff it in with a rag, let it sit.
I'm gonna
buff
need
it
some
out.
of that board
Yeah,
butter.
yeah, it's pretty much all-purpose lube. So
Yeah.
whatever you like to get up to. And this is like, it's not a secret. It's kind of something I've been working on like behind the scenes. I want to do like a boob board.
I was gonna say, are you gonna
You really
diversify?
wanna
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
Yeah.
It's time I diversify. I wanted to refine the cock, which like still needs some work, but that's besides the point. And hop into some tits.
Wow. We were actually talking about that before we did the podcast. I'm like, this guy's got to do tits, man. There's a
Yeah.
whole market here.
For sure. I know. I have only been representing 50% for about a year now.
Right.
And it's time.
It's due time.
What would you say your demographic? Like, who are age group or just?
Yeah, I'm a little, I wish I was more in tune with that. I'm a little bit blind. But like I have 2 engravers that I have in my basement that engrave like whatever you possibly want on the board. So I like, for an upsell on the site, people can get whatever they want on the board. And tons of people opt into it and they get like all sorts of funky shit. And so I could kind of tell based on what they're saying, like what the occasion is for.
Right.
So like I get like tons of whatever's bachelorette. I get some like whatever's bachelor. I get a lot of retirement things. Like there's this really funny one where it's like, congrats to no longer being dicked around by the job or something like that. I thought that was pretty
hilarious,
clever.
yeah.
So I like that one. Birthdays. Oh, housewarming a lot.
Really?
They say like happy housewarming, like whatever, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, occasions kind of vary across the board.
What's the
Birthdays.
craziest shit that's gone engraved on that card?
There's been some pretty jokes ones. Like there was one along the bottom of the shaft in cursive. They were adamant that just said whore. And then there was one along the balls here that just said cunt.
Right.
So I was like, okay,
Classy.
yeah, we're keeping it classy. And there's another one was go fuck yourself. So people really
yourself.
lean into it. I
That
mean,
must have been like
Like
just-
a diss almost.
Yeah.
But it's a
like,
useful
fuck you.
charcuterie board though.
yeah.
Here's
So
the dick,
Go fuck yourself.
yeah, here's dick. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a giant 2-foot long cock.
Yeah.
Have at it.
It's like if your girlfriend's breaking up with you, she gets you like a cockuterie board. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's marketing.
That's
man.
that's an untapped market for me right there.
We should do a
breakup
commercial,
market.
A commercial where they're like breaking up. You know what? Fuck this guy. I gotta give him something. His birthday's coming up.
But cock just goes with the
fuck
name
yourself.
well, like you were talking about. Because now you're saying if you're going to expand to boobs, it's like it can't be like Cockuterie Board. But then
No,
you
it
just
could be
call
the
it whatever.
boob cooterie board.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe something like Charboobie or something. The difficult thing now is like, my brand and my website and all my handles are
Yeah.
Cockuterie. So now it's like, is it like Charboobie by Cockuterie? Like, I don't know. I'm not that worried about that. Like, I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. But like, it's something that actually one of my friends like forewarned me like before this. He's like, do something generic.
Yeah.
So that like it can fall under the entire umbrella.
Yeah.
But I'm like, also whatever.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
it's
think it
fine.
really
If I have to
matters.
rename it or
I think the Cockuterie name is just so iconic, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's what's going to grab people's attention. And then they're going to say, oh, wait, they got Charboobie as well.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like that'll lure them.
Yeah.
And then you just like, oh, and they have tits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
We should be on the marketing team, man. Like, this is awesome.
You should be.
Yeah, no, all of us here. Like,
Let's,
we're just-
yeah,
all be
this
on
is a focus group. I didn't even tell you guys.
This is,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
a focus group for Cockuterie.
We're just
So,
videoing it.
wait, I was going to say, did you ever think of like going to like Shark Tank or something like that?
Some people are like, okay,
Dragon's
so
Den.
this will bring it full circle. So Clearbank, throwing it way back. So the founder, one of the co-founders, is Michelle Romanov, aka one of the current dragons
Oh, shit.
on Dragon's Den.
Wow.
And like me and her, like it was so fun because like I started during COVID. I never met her. Like I was never stepped foot in the office. I was only there like 8 months, but still in 8 months, like
Yeah.
never stepped foot in the office. And somehow I managed to have like a little bit of a relationship with her. There was just like some meeting. I made like a wisecrack and she like commented on it. So now I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm going to obviously send her a Slack message. So I like follow. Anyway, so we had this like as much of a like little tiny virtual relationship as possible. And, in Slack, like everyone has their cell numbers, and like before I left, I'm obviously back pocketing this, and I took her number down, and when I came up with this idea, I texted her, I'm like, hey, like it's me, if you remember me, I came up with an idea, and like I kind of want to send you one, like gift one to you, like can I have like a PO box or like your shipping address or whatever, and I found that like framing it like shipping address is way better than saying like, hey, where do you live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she's like, what is it? I'm like, well, I can't tell you, but you're going to love
Yeah.
it. And then when she got it, she's like, oh my God, this is hilarious. I think there's definitely a market for it. So anyways, all to say is that like, if I was going to maybe potentially try an audition for Dragon's Den, I would sort of maybe have an in that I would try and leverage. Ultimately, I don't think they'd go for it. Like, not only do I not think they'd go for it, I'm gonna even take a step back. I don't even think they'd put me on the show. For sure not. Because it's like inappropriate, I guess.
I
like
guess so,
like for like
yeah.
a what is it, a global or something? Like I forget, I don't even know who broadcasts it.
Yeah, I have
But
no
like
idea.
it's just too
CBC or something.
although like if they're trying to up their view count, this might do it.
Yeah.
They might be down on the views, and they're like, guys, bring in the cock.
Yeah, bring in the cock guy.
Yeah, bring in the
What
chief
was that
cock
guy
officer.
that like what did he have? Yeah.
So
never
we were
know, one
talking
day
about the
they might
sizes before. So would you say that size matters?
What the fuck kind of question is that?
It certainly does. Yeah, size
yeah.
100% matters. Yeah.
So wait,
Which
what
one-
sells more?
What
Yeah.
sells more? Yeah.
So it's pretty much down the middle, actually.
You're supposed
This
to
one,
say the smaller one.
yeah, no, it's not. Well, that's why we had the coasters. That's why we had the coasters.
Those
But
sell
and then the keychains. But this one was the first one I started with, and like I had it for. I think I introduced the smaller one like 4 months down the line. And then it kind of equaled out. What's nice is that like I was worried about like if I introduce a smaller one, a cheaper one, I might like cannibalize this one, but it wasn't the case. Like they sell pretty equally now,
Nice, dude. Nice.
so that was good. Yeah. So, dude, this is you can fit a fuck ton of stuff on it. Yeah. And we still have a lot to go.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let's like continue to eat this. Like,
Imagine a whole
Nice,
segment.
well.
let's eat this meat, guys. Come on.
Imagine a whole
Let's eat
segment of
this
just
meat.
eating.
Let's eat this meat.
Sorry for the ASMR, but then we noticed you were also on
Oh, did you- oh, man.
You're
BlogTO.
not gonna hear it.
People that are just hearing it.
It's lip smacking.
No, they're not
No,
gonna
like
hear it.
not
I
even
think-
just for that. Like they're
Like
just
on
hearing like
Spotify.
all
Or
What?
whatever.
talking about. Let's eat this meat. Like they don't.
Yeah, no, they're probably loving it.
don't-
Dude.
They'll know.
They're like, this is the best.
You got to
episode.
refer them to the TikTok. That's how it works. Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, follow us on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
If you
So
haven't
what
already.
about? So did you set up the TikTok right away? Like once you started the business?
Yeah, so like immediately, like I think once I was like happy with the name, I just like grabbed all the handles and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny on Instagram, I'm just like Cockuterie Boards, just like no underscores, periods, like whatever.
That's
so
awesome.
like so I
Beautiful.
just have it clean.
Oh, I'm jealous, dude.
Yeah, and then I had the same handle for TikTok, but then there was some bullshit with like my account. Like I got locked out and I couldn't get back in, so I had to just throw an underscore in there. But
You
whatever.
gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. And so like, yeah, I had the handles, and then I would like make content in anticipation of like rolling out like one piece a day during that week-long pre-launch.
Yeah.
So like had like, you know, whatever in my 7, if not more, in my drafts folder. And then like come like day 1 of launch, I'd like publish my one and then like my post, and then, you know, put it on Instagram Reels and do all that shit. So yeah.
Wait, so you have any viral videos on TikTok with the cocks?
I had a few, and it's funny. Like it's very much in keeping about like the video you thought was gonna pop off doesn't, and the video that like came to you in the moment, and you're like, fuck it, I'll just throw it up, just blows up.
What was it? What was the video?
So my number 1 viewed video or TikTok today is 3.5 million.
Okay, wow.
And what it was like, so I started with 50, and those sold in about a month, and then the next order was 100. And these are like 3/4 of an inch thick, so when you stack them up, they get pretty tall.
Yeah.
So as I was moving them in the house, I started stacking them like, oh, these are getting like pretty high. I bet we can get them high enough to like measure my height. And I'm like, oh, how funny would it be, like, how many cocks tall are you, or like some shit like that. So started loading them up, and then, you know, I get my parents in on it, and we measure it up. We take like where I am, or my mom is, or my dad is. And I think like what really did it for the viewership was, you know, the classic TikTok girl. Her name's like the text to talk one.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
name's Jessie. And she goes, measuring our height. And so I said, measuring our height in cocks.
And it said
And but she's so enthusiastic. She goes, measuring our height in cocks. And she was just like, I think that audio, that bite just like
for sure.
captured people. Because like you can't, so if you can imagine like they're stacked like this, like you see them profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't even really tell what it is. So I think it's like the audio, just hearing that with no context, people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and,
they rewatched to see.
and they just
that a
like,
cock?
it just erupted.
Is that a woodcock?
For
Is
sure.
that, are they measuring themselves with cocks?
That's 100%
And I remember
what
posting it. I don't remember when I posted it, at what point of the day, but I posted it like whatever, midday.
Yeah.
And I went to a concert that night, so I wasn't really on my phone. And I woke up to 1 million views, and this was like,
Yeah. That's always the story.
It was like
Always
it was like my 3rd month of like,
Yeah.
I'm the fucking man.
I'm cock face.
Yes, yeah. I got it. Like I'm dialed in.
Bet that made you
And-
cocky.
Yeah, I became a little cocky. But holy fuck, it was so cool. And then like the views kept climbing. And what's funny too is like that wasn't a surge in sales at all. Like I actually don't think I got like 1 sale from that. It was more just like the awareness, which is fair too, because like again, you couldn't really see what it was, and like unless people like went to the profile.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was 3.5. And then in the same vein of throwing a video up, not really expecting it to go anywhere, there was like it was like a 2021 year in review to a Bruno Mars song, and it was like a quick cuts. And I just like did it. Like I was like, it was literally December 31st. I was like, oh yeah, like I haven't done this trend yet. Spent like 2 hours just bunching the clips together and just threw it up there. Didn't think anything of it. 2.2 million. So, but then I've been struggling. Like I haven't seen anything close
Yeah,
to
I
that.
It hasn't gotten up there.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a one unboxing video. Yeah, it hasn't gone up there. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
that. I
right.
got that. Yeah, I have one unboxing video that was like pretty low hanging fruit because someone just sent it to me. Like, hey, like I sent it. Like this is my friend opening. Thanks so much. Uploaded that like 800,000. So that was good. And those are my like my top 3 performers.
Well, it helped you build a little bit of an audience too, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
How many tall were you? How many did it take?
I was 70 something. I don't know. I'm not a very tall
lot,
dude.
yeah. So yeah, we noticed on your
Wait,
profile.
did you ask him how many cocks high he
Yeah,
is?
that's what he's
What
asking.
the fuck?
It's a genuine metric.
Cocks high.
Wait, so actually, the government of Canada is changing
Yeah.
from a
Oh,
metric
tired.
system to cocks being measured instead. Yeah, I'm actually 70 cocks tall. Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna find it.
like instead of
find
like 6'1", it's
Yeah,
like
I'm
Yeah.
about.
70. You know,
Like I'm
70
this many
cocks.
sheriffs and this many deputies.
Are they different?
Was that Yeet?
I'm
Are they-
I don't
are they
know.
taller?
Oh, that
than
was
each
just
other?
you're on TikTok.
What's that?
Are they both the same?
Yeah, they're both 3/4. Okay, so my mom was 79 actually.
Oh, right. So
mom was
she's-
79.
Yeah, she's tall.
I was 84.
Okay.
I'm like
84.
5. I'm like 5'6".
I kind of want to get measured now.
And my dad was 88. How tall are you? I could probably
I'm
I
like
could probably
6
get it
feet
within
tall.
You're 6?
Yeah.
You're probably like 92
92
cocks.
cocks.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Yeah. Pretty
Lot.
tall. Hey, ladies
Yeah.
out there, I'm 92 cocks tall.
Let them know.
In case you're interested.
Let them know.
There you go.
So yeah, we noticed on the top of your profile it says BlogTO, like you they like interviewed or whatever. They wrote a little thing on you. So how did that go about? Did they reach out to you and all that stuff?
I reached out to them. I was like, yo, I'm sick. Read a story about me. And they're like, okay. And it was like right during Christmas. So like it just kind of worked out that way. And I reached out to them, got back to me right away. The interview was set up the next day, half hour. She's like, okay, dope. I have everything I have. And then that was on the Friday. We had the interview. Saturday morning came out. And it was like really, really good for the brand. Like, you know, that was my first 5-figure month in sales.
Wow, dude.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And yeah, it like really blew up. And yeah, it was amazing. It was just like, it was so eye-opening.
Yeah, that's sick,
That is
dude.
good, yeah.
And yeah, I got like, you know, people were DMing me like, do you have any last minute gifts? Because like, I think it came out like kind of past the point of when you should have it was like a week before Christmas or something.
Yeah.
And then I had to set up like a pickup option. So I wasn't gonna have people come to my house. So I said I could live close to the Promenade Mall. If you guys know where that is. So they're like, "Where's your office?" I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know." Promenade Mall. So then like I would just set up like pickup times, and I just like be out there like
Giving people
soliciting, yeah,
Soliciting,
and people would roll up and like you know all this shit.
Cops are like, "What's going on over
Yeah,
here?"
nothing to see here, officer type beat. But yeah, it was good. Like I mean, because if I had to ship it to them, I just wouldn't make it. So especially during Christmas.
Yeah, that's a good Christmas gift. You know what? Maybe it came out at the right time though. Like it was like,
Well, you have the stocking stuffers too, right? Or you called them that?
Yeah. So I did. So this is like unnecessary history, but like, so this is cut out of like you can imagine like a rectangle, right?
right.
And then like, you know, the rectangle has to go out as far as the balls are. So this area is like just waste. So I was talking to my manufacturer. I'm like, can we utilize this in any way? Because I'm paying for the wood. He's like, well, we can make like little guys. I'm like, okay, let's make little guys. And then he just charged me like a small fee just to cut them because I was paying for the material already. And then I was like, okay, I'll sell them as like individual stocking stuffers. I'll have engravings on them that I'll include in the price. And people were putting like ho, ho, ho on it, like just names, just like little extras. And then after Christmas, I still had some kicking around. So I just marketed them as coasters, even though like they're not really coasters, but
Yeah, they're cocksters.
they're cocksters. Yeah.
It looks like it's like burned on there or something.
Yes, that's the
is that how
engraver.
it is?
It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
burned on.
That's how it
So
is.
so every board comes with my logo, and then if they want to opt into engraving,
And you can put an engraving anywhere on it. Like, doesn't
pretty much
matter.
yeah. Like I could do text, I could curve it around the ball, around the tip. Like I could do logos and stuff. I could do like I could pretty much do any font. Yeah, the engraver's like really, really sophisticated.
How does it do this? Just a nose, like you have to map it out in something.
What,
or,
like, how does it hug the
does
lo-
the curve?
Yeah, so I have to curve the text, and then I like line it up, and then I like run like you could like trace the outline just to see that it doesn't miss and all that. So yeah, but I fucked up a bunch of engravings for sure. Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you were like blue balled in sales or just couldn't sell?
Right now, summer's been slow. Yeah, I've had a
You hear that, guys?
That's a great term. It's a
Go
very
viral
technical
right now.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been blue ball for the past 2 months. Yeah.
Well, hopefully this will help you out a little bit.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Guys, go buy this thing, man. You know, it's pretty cool. What are those parties called before you get married? Like you were saying,
Like bachelor, bachelorette.
Yeah, but-
Should we do a special discount code for your listeners?
Yo, let's
sure.
do
Are you
it.
down?
Could.
let's do it.
Special code UP. UP.
Keep it up? How about keep it up?
Keep it up, like Unmastered Podcast. UP.
There you go.
Keep it up.
Okay. Yes.
Or like
Or, yeah, you wanna
whatever.
keep it
or
up.
like don't masturbate or I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Well,
Put
how
on the screen, it's
figure it
right
out.
here.
We'll
We'll put in the description
Unmasturbate.
and everything. Well, no, because I was telling my mom, like, you were like, we're gonna have this guy on, he sells like Cockuterie Boards, whatever, and she was like, oh, like, good thing, I wish I knew him before, whatever, I could have got it for the bachelor party she went to like a couple months ago. So that's definitely an idea for people.
Well, we can do that in the ad break even.
Yeah,
We'll do
dope.
sure. Well,
Let's give. How's 20% sound?
that. That sounds.
I don't
like-
really give
like a
out
good
20 that
deal.
often, but
to you.
for your
Yeah,
listeners,
it's your cocks, man.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
you feel like they're valued.
I like 20.
20 is
Yeah,
a solid.
20 sounds right.
That's a steal, in my opinion. You know,
for sure.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna buy that for full price. 20% off. Let's go.
So yeah, for the production side of things, so how long does it, like when you place the order, say like, oh, I want this many made, how long does it usually take, like to get them?
Like for me to get the mid. So The first, so I've sold about just over 1,000 of them by now. I say the first like 650 of them, I was sanding and oiling by hand. And so like, yes, there might be like a bottleneck there, but the production was much quicker to whip them around. I now have a new manufacturer.
That was good.
All of this is subconscious. Yeah. Like, I didn't even know there was an innuendo there. But this is all second nature.
Sometimes we listen to our podcast episodes and we put like a sexual like backdrop on it. So like imagine like just a regular one, right? And we're just listening to it and like imagine he's talking about like something sexual here. This one you don't have to do that.
Yeah, no. This
is just,
this comes with the territory.
It's literally what it is, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
We cut him off there. Okay, but but do you still make it the same way now? Like,
so I have a new short answer. I was doing them like most of them by hand, and then I found a new manufacturer that could sand and oil it for me. So essentially, I picked them up and just engraved them in the ready to sell, just in the interest of scaling. Like, I was a huge bottleneck for myself. So the last like 350 or so have been from that new manufacturer. And it's been great because like it just frees up so much time to like actually scale and, you know, make dumb TikToks with my
another question. So do you ship them out yourself? You ship all of them out? Even the ones that aren't engraved?
Yep. So I box everyone myself, and then I have like a shipping partner that I drop it off at. It's like 20 minutes away. And I do like a few drops a week, you know, bring like 10 boards, a dozen boards at a time. Actually, I've offloaded this responsibility to my dad. So I load up his car, and he's on Cock Patrol for that.
Cock Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, pretty ballsy idea that you did this. And speaking of the balls, I wanted to get into the your charity work with the Testy Canada. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? What is it?
So it's like TestCan.
TestCan,
which is Testicular Cancer Canada.
Okay,
so I thought like naturally it'd be nice to have like a social
for sure
cause element to the brand.
Yeah.
Just felt right to give back. And so like when I don't even think the website was up yet. I was trying to like, you know, secure this, and I reached out to someone. They had a number, cold called them, be like, hey, introduce myself, told them my idea. I'm like, would you be cool if like I associated my brand with you guys and gave you like a percentage of sales? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he sent over some documentation, like filled out all that stuff, like how much I'd be contributing and whatever. And and that's been it. And like, you know, in the same interest with the booby boards on the rise, on the horizon, I've got in touch with Breast Cancer Society of Canada to do the same thing. So because that's like very much in production, like I don't even know cost yet, and what I could afford to kick back. That's kind of halted my application process. But when these things are like ready to sell and I have all the pricing, then I'm gonna, make sure that I give it my best crack at aligning myself with them. So, yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that you're, trying to do something with charity, because a lot of businesses, it's all about the bottom line, stuff like that. So it's cool that you're, aligning yourself with that. It's a good cause, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, definitely makes you want to get behind it a little bit more too, right?
Yeah, people love it. Like I've gotten such nice notes from customers who have been impacted by not only testicular cancer, but just like cancer in general, and my brother and my dad, all this stuff. And it like really resonates. It means a lot to them, and likewise to me when they feel comfortable enough to share these stories with me. It's really like I've forged so many nice connections with the customer just because like I casualize the shit out of it. Like on Shopify, they'll submit their phone number, and oftentimes, not always, because if the engraving is like really straightforward, then I'm like, yeah, I can bang this out.
That's good.
I got it. That was for you. I could bang this out, and then, but if it's like I can't really interpret like what they want and like where they want it, I'll like send up like a mock-up and be like, hey, it's Roee from Cockuterie Boards, like whatever. I've gotten a bunch of wrong numbers that like I've I've missed put in their number. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, my bad. And just random numbers sending you just a picture of a dick. There's your unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I casualize the shit out of it with like as many customers as I can. I've called a few of them to get feedback. So at the end of the day, like people are like my outlook's like people are people, and like, you know, if they're buying this, they come from like a certain mindset, like they're down to have a good laugh.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like overly intrusive of me to like text them. I mean, like maybe, but at the end of the day, like I think it's funny and like it just casualizes it. So I go for it oftentimes.
Yeah, that's an interesting marketing technique, because then you're like very close with the customer, right? Like almost at a level where it's like you're like friends, right?
Yeah, like I mean, not to give the wrong impression. Like I'm not best friends with all my customers, but like I've certainly had like nice conversations with them. I've had ones that like, oh, like anytime you're in wherever they live, come stay with me, like all this shit. Actually, I had my first wholesale deal in April, I want to say, with like the sweetest lady shop owner out of Parker, Colorado.
Oh, wow.
It's called Nest Salon and Boutique. Dawn, if you're listening or watching, huge shout out. She got in touch with me and she's like, I want to be your first, because everyone remembers their first wholesaler.
Yeah,
and she bought like 10 boards off the hop without even seeing one. And that was like a really cool moment. She's like, you gotta come down to Colorado, we'll go skiing, whatever. And like it's just cool, like the community that like ensues as a result of this, like whether implied or intended or not. So like people like connecting with people, and this is a big part of that.
For sure, yeah.
So I wanted to ask something, because you mentioned someone before off the pod, Lil Dicky.
Oh yeah.
Is that someone who you're trying to reach out with?
So
to do something with? I mean, it would make sense, I think.
yeah, so he is countlessly referred to as his cock as small in nature.
Oh, right.
Constantly flaccid. I think almost quoting him, he said something like, you know, his flaccid dick is like, it looks like it's like a fourth grader's dick or something like that. So he's very open about that. He actually, I mean, he has a whole list of complications, which he, he's very upfront within his show. I don't know if you guys caught it.
Dave, is that the one?
It's so fucking good. But it's actually, it's funny because I was thinking I was like anticipating like what kind of questions these guys might ask me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I was never really one to have like a role model or like anyone that I really looked up to. But as soon as he came on the scene, like I heard his story, I was like, fuck, that's my guy. Yeah. Like, I mean, I love his music and whatever, but just like what he did. Like
what he stands for.
What he did, what he stands for. Like he really doesn't give a fuck. Like he just saw his opportunity. He spent, I don't know how much you know. You sound like you know a little bit.
I don't know how much he spent.
So, well, the story is like he had like $6,000 from his bar mitzvah that he stockpiled for all these years. And then eventually he's like, I want to fucking make a music video. And it was I think it was Let Me Freak.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's one of the first ones. I think,
and he like summoned the $6,000, put together this music video, put it on Reddit, and that was it. And it just set him off. And he just like, and this was also during the stage of like, be careful what you publish online. Like now it's like way more accepted. But at the time it was like, yo, like you have a job, like this can bite you in the ass, all this shit. And he's just like, fuck it. Because I guess deep down he just knew what he was capable of. And he just went for it.
He just went dick first.
And then I guess you could relate too, like he was worried about like people they don't see him as serious like in music. And then you can relate that to your business side.
Go get him.
No, you won't hear it. It's good.
Oh, I hear it.
You won't hear it.
God damn it.
Fucking Toti's scratching, dude.
It's okay.
Go, you roll.
Keep going.
Start it over, man.
I'm not starting over.
Quiet, man.
Okay, he's done now. Hopefully.
He could be back at any second, man.
It's fine. If you
Let me freak, okay?
Yeah, play that shit right now. He's gonna say damn money.
That's not the one.
That's a good song.
It's a great fucking
That's
song.
a fucking great song.
Video
Rich Homie Quan, dude.
the whole thing, the whole music video idea of it, so that was really nice. Too.
Amazing, genius. There's like a full 20-minute
there's a
breakdown of
20-minute
like
one.
how they did it on YouTube. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about. So yeah, your inspiration is Lil Dicky. All that, well, sorta.
I mean, ish.
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah, like times 20. But just like just someone that just like really fucking just puts out there like that spirit of like just go for it. And I'm not even saying that I'm like emulating that. I truly don't feel that. I just like I see that guy and I'm just like, wow, he's
that makes sense.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lil Dicky X Cockuterie 2024. Manifest it.
Yeah. Well, actually, so do you guys know Matty Matheson?
Yep.
He's like that.
You know Matty.
I don't know any
He's
of
like
these
that.
people, man.
He's the
really
big
outspoken.
guy. He has the burger shop in Toronto.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
with those guys all the time.
He's like
Lil
he's
Dicky
the guy with all the
and,
tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah. So he had a show with Benny Blanco, stupid fucking cooking show, and he opened a new restaurant in Toronto called Prime Seafood Palace. And so, quick story was my friends were just like strolling down Queen Street. We're like, whoa, this is new Matty Matheson's new place, but apparently you need like reservations like months in advance. They're just like, fuck it, let's just like walk in and let's see if we can get a table. They walk in, boom, Matty Matheson is right there. And one of my buddies, Mitch, was like, Matty, hey, what's up? Like, do you think you could seat us? And then Matty was like able to seat him. I was like, oh, yeah. Like, you know, his classic Matty voice. He was able to seat him. And then I was at a Jays game and they sent a Snapchat to our group. And I've been trying to plug my board with Matty for so long. And like, I was like, Mitch, you got to plug me. And he was like, like it should like pretty much, truthfully, it should come from you. Like, I won't be able to like get through to this guy. So I left the Jays game. I'm like, fuck it. I left the Jays game, went there. My friends were gone by that point. But I'm like, I got there. I'm like, I talked to the host. They told me that his name is Emilio, I believe. And I'm like, hey, like my friends were in there earlier. They told me Matty was here. I've been trying to get in touch with him for so long. I hate to impose. I hate to do this. I'm so sorry. But I need like 1 minute with him. And he's like, okay, let me see what I can do. Just stand over there. So I go stand where he tells me to stand. Not a minute later, him and Matty like collide in the middle of the restaurant, and they start, you know, jabbing. And then he looks at me and he points. And then Matty goes, "Oh, this guy right here." And then he comes right up to me, dab him up. Matty, what's up? Huge fan. 2 seconds of your time. I started this business. Show him my Instagram, and he was like, "Oh yeah." And then I was like, "Let me give you a board." He's like, "Okay, sounds good." Like, I'm like, "What do you want on it?" He says, "Big dog." I'm like, "All right, big dog. I'll get it to you next." He's like, "Come by next week." I'm like, "Okay, I'll get it to you next week." And then I come by next week and he wasn't there. And that's the unfortunate end to the story. But like, it's ish in his possession.
Yeah.
Right.
Ish.
Matty, if you're out there seeing this clip.
Yeah, Matty.
I bet you could get it to him somehow.
Yeah.
Hey, Matty, if you're watching this, man, this guy wants to give you his cock.
Yeah, I've been trying. I've been trying. He doesn't want it.
Accept my cock.
Yeah, he doesn't want it.
Yeah. And then so who are some other people?
Also, come on the pod if you want to. Come on.
Hey, is he next
Still don't know
week,
this guy.
Matty?
He's next week.
Yeah, he's coming
I don't
on
know
after
this
this one, I think. Yeah, so
What's wrong with you?
these guys are all drunk, man. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he had a little bit too much wine.
Well, yeah. So who are some other
This fucking guy.
who are some
You're
other dope
drinking-
people he's met, Nick?
I don't know.
He told us
Who are
out. He
the
told us
dope
out the
people?
pod. So go for it. Let us know.
What, like
Fucking
Sandler?
hot in here, dude.
Yeah, it's hot.
Like it's hot, man. Like I feel like I got like a layer of oil.
You have some
good for,
glow.
uh,
Yeah,
have
you
good-
got
good
a good
glow.
glow. But yeah, like so in our city was circulating this thing where like they're looking for extras for Adam Sandler's new movie about like his daughter's bat mitzvah. And one of my buddies sent it to our group chat. I was like, we have to do this. And I was like, yes, 100%. It's like so up my alley. And then I like kept delaying it. And then like 2 weeks later, that friend that sent it like took a screenshot of like the reply, like, yeah, you're in. I was like, yo, I got the fucking Adam Sandler movie. And like my heart dropped. I'm like, I just like lost the biggest opportunity of a lifetime. And I stopped what I was doing, did the whole application process. And then the next day they're like, hey, you're good. And yeah, we show up and it's like a whole set. It was at the Fairmont Royal York downtown. And yeah, it was like, you know, done up to the nines. It looked like an actual bat mitzvah. And yeah, he was there like the entire time. He was like a lot of FaceTime, super nice guy. It's like, you know, fist bumping everyone, whatever. And we're gonna have to wait like about a year to see if I make the cut. But yeah, I'm holding out for that one because all I want to do is like press pause, see the title track come up with like a like semi profile of my nose and then like there I am.
That's me.
Yeah. So
holding up a wood dick.
yeah, I saw his wife and I was gonna be like, can I give you a cock? But I didn't want to get booted
Hey,
from
Adam
the set.
Sandler's wife.
how's it going?
Do you want my wood cock?
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Wait, what did
do it
you
again.
say?
Do it again.
All right, I have to go on.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Julian's Adam Sandler impression.
That was pretty good, man.
You should just do those on TikTok. Be Adam Sandler
You said
impressionist.
your friends played basketball with him, which is pretty dope. Yeah, he was all around Toronto playing basketball.
Everywhere. The
people.
guy was everywhere.
Do the Adam Sandler Billy Madison.
I don't know that one.
Or just do the general Adam Sandler thing that he does.
He did it. He had a good one. He had a
Do
really
like
good
a
one.
more exaggerated Adam Sandler.
I don't know.
Come on.
Nick, you
You do it. Like,
What the fuck's the one he says, man?
Like the faces he does.
What do you mean? Dude?
Pretend you're in Grown Ups 3.
3.
Is there even?
It's
No,
just one or
there's
two.
two. This would be 3.
I think they're actually working on 3, but he's like got to get out some contracts. But yeah,
Hopefully that doesn't get made.
Yeah, please. No.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
We're waiting for the
Grown
Grown
Ups
Ups
3, dude? Would you actually be hyped for Grown Ups 3?
No way, dude. Have you like Grown Ups?
Yeah, I'm about
Okay,
it.
like,
Like, it's
Yeah,
a
but
classic.
you know that obviously Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison are 10 times better.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
So this isn't. I wouldn't say this is a hot take, but I actually put
Alright,
Big
let's hear
Daddy
it.
ahead of.
Okay,
almost
yeah,
everyone.
Big Daddy 2 is a
That's the one like I grew up on,
yeah?
so like I gotta show love.
No,
Uncut
that's on the
Gems.
same level though. But
Yeah,
then
it is on the same
Grown Ups
level,
is
it is
like,
on the
okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
are we doing here?
I was with some friends on the weekend, or whatever, and these guys love like Adam Sandler and all the grown-ups movies and stuff. So the whole time we're just in the pool, like we're chilling, we're playing some volleyball and stuff, and then for like an hour we're just saying lines from Grown Up and like all laughing and like
we just
yelling
asked
and
you to
all.
do one and you couldn't do one.
And no, like they're doing it. I'm like, what the hell?
observant.
And like we're all just like laughing. It's like if the neighbors are hearing these guys in the pool, we're just saying lines from like Grown Ups, and then we got like Stepbrothers like saying the lines. Like we just got to.
Oh, I know
different
every
movies.
word of Stepbrothers. Every
Quoting
single
is like
word.
a serious activity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me and my friends quote all the time.
Yeah. It's just a
Once
thing to do. Why is like a thing
me
you
and
do
my
that?
buddy did the whole Stepbrothers movie
The whole thing.
from the beginning to the end in
While
front of
watching
people. Like we were at like this outdoor ed retreat thing for like high school.
That's good.
You knew the entire movie.
And we did the whole movie, start
No,
from
not the
finish. Like
whole
right when they do like the nachos in the beginning, puts the cheese
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
you know.
You could do the whole thing.
And then the mom like leaves the house and like he's got his hand in his pants and he's like, I'm watching the lady. You know,
Did the whole entire movie
You know,
off the cuff. Like you
yeah,
didn't need it.
yeah. You
That's
know, like when
fucked.
they're sleepwalking and
Yeah.
they're freaking out, and then he runs down the hall and goes, "The clown has no penis," or whatever.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you were just saying it with no, like the movie wasn't playing.
No,
You
we
guys
know
were just
every
doing-
word. Like you know when he walks up the
Yeah.
stairs, he's
Yeah,
giving.
okay, I understand.
He's
You have
giving
to
him the
explain
tour,
every
right?
scene
And he
you
goes,
know.
you know, the house was built in
I
1836 by
believe you.
General Custer.
How many times have you seen this movie?
Okay, I know that many things about it.
How many times have you seen the movie?
Okay, the reason I know so many, like,
Yeah, it's
I know,
'cause you used to
it all-
watch it
because
50
I was,
times.
okay, I went on a trip to Florida when I was like 10.
That's
with
all
my
you
brother,
had?
and we only had like Pokemon, like the Lugia movie, and like fucking Step Brothers. So we were rotating. It was like a 2-day drive.
That'll do it.
So yeah, like we learned every damn line of that movie.
At 10 years old, I don't know if you should be watching that
And
at 10, but
yeah, that I guess explains a lot. Like
That'll
that-
do it.
That was like the programming I was given as a kid. Like Step Brothers
Yeah.
was like the thing. You know?
It's like when people have like their one movie on PSP
oh yeah.
and they just like rip
Yeah.
it like way like 100 times over.
Or like, you know, the cars that had the DVD player and like you
Yeah.
just have like 2 or 3 in there every
Yeah,
time you go on the road trip. You just watch the same one. But yeah.
Step Brothers though. We loved it so much.
That's a big nod to Step Brothers.
Oh yeah, shout out to Will Ferrell. I watched Everything Must Go the other night. He was like more serious in that one.
Who's that with again?
I don't know.
Okay. Super serious.
I don't know that.
No, wait, who was in it?
The actors? I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I watched it, but I don't know the actors, dude.
You recognize anyone like
I
mildly
recognize
famous?
them, but I don't know their names.
Okay.
Search it up real quick.
Yeah, pull it up real quick.
What is
Yeah.
it? What is
Everything
it?
Must
I have the
Go.
IMDb app on my phone for these circumstances.
Everything
Not
must go
touching it.
actors. Just leave it.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I guess we'll just let
I
it
guess I was thinking of
buzz.
someone else.
Should be fine. Maybe it's the other movie that you're talking about, the one where he did it with Dustin Hoffman.
Oh.
Farrell?
Yeah,
What movie is that?
that's the other one. That's the
Meet the Fockers?
no, that's Ben Stiller.
Yes, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
He did the Dustin Hoffman one, the one where he's the guy, Harold Crick.
Oh, what? Like Elf?
No, the other serious one that I was saying, and you said you watched it in school.
Fucking
Kicking
no,
and Screaming.
No. No,
God damn it.
The one where it's like it's like he has like OCD or
Oh,
something.
is it Stranger Than Fiction?
Yeah,
it's
there you
that
go.
one.
Yeah, I think it's
Dustin
OCD. or
Hoffman was
Screaming.
the therapist or whatever. I forget. He's one of those kind of characters.
Are you like one of those guys who knows every actor in the movie?
every actor?
You know every guy,
No, I don't know
every
everyone.
person.
There's
in the movie.
most.
I'll know a bunch.
Who's
I
like the
should,
most
at least.
underrated actor?
He's an aspiring director, so he should know a lot.
The most underrated actor?
Adam Driver.
Oh, Adam Driver's pretty underrated.
Good soup.
I don't know who's underrated right now.
Overrated.
Who's?
I'm
okay,
not
come
pretty
on,
timely
listen.
with the movies, though.
Come
You know
on.
me. I haven't
who's
seen a
good?
movie in a month.
You make films though.
I know. I
watch
should.
movies.
I'm too busy.
True, but who's the most overrated?
Fuck. Most overrated actor?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Adam Driver. He's the most overrated
what about
and
you, man?
underrated at the same time.
Overrated, underrated actors, dude. Most overrated or underrated?
I don't know. It's
I want to make sure that this doesn't just turn into like my favorite for most
Yeah,
underrated.
well, it can be.
Yeah, no, that's different. I don't know. I'm not too in tune. I don't even think I could play this game, but like I should.
You could say Adam Driver if you want.
I could say Adam Driver.
Most overrated actor.
I don't know why that came to my head. I don't know, dude.
How about Shia LaBeouf for most underrated?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Like
I
he
can-
gets love, but probably not as
I
much.
can agree with that
Not
one.
enough.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Big Shia fan.
Yeah, he's good.
He hasn't done really anything in a while, right?
No, like maybe I don't even know. Like was Peanut Butter Falcon his most recent?
Yeah, I think so.
that movie.
And
was
then Honey
great.
Boy.
That was good. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
those two at the
Honey
same
Boy was
time.
crazy.
Honey
So
Boy
good.
saw Tiff. That was good.
Yeah, me too.
Good stuff.
What do you think?
It's overrated under. I don't really watch too many movies either, but
Most perfectly rated.
ooh.
Yeah, most appropriately rated.
Oh, the
actor.
best fucking actor is Brad Pitt, dude.
That's a cereal box answer.
Okay, well, like, okay, come on.
Leonardo-
Jake G.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh yeah, this guy loves Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
What
he's the
about
best.
Leonardo DiCaprio? Nice. Another serial
That's
box.
another
too.
one.
Yeah, it's a
That's
cereal box.
another one.
Is that a term? Cereal box answer?
I don't
That
know.
just came to me.
It's
Yeah, that just came to me. But you couldn't like understand what that
Yeah,
means.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
like, it's just on the box.
Yeah, that's good. I like
Are we
that.
starting that?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
let's start it.
Make a fucking Instagram
Trent,
account.
everybody comment cereal box.
Yeah.
Every-
Yeah,
patent
comment
that
if you
shit.
if you understood what that meant.
Yeah. But oh shit, I just hit the mic there.
What else, man?
So yeah, what are your let's just go
Biggest
quickly
inspirations.
back into this.
Worst question on a pod.
Where do you like kind of see this going in like 5 to 10 years from now, or something you'd want to like maybe make this bigger? Like it kind of sounds a little
Make the board bigger.
or like yeah, what are some ideas you have for the future, building the brand, expanding it, all that stuff?
Yeah. So I didn't mention this really in the initial story, but a big inspiration for the brand was the ability to create content. Like when I had this idea, immediately I'm like, oh, like I'll take it to TikTok and like let TikTok do its thing and, blow it up for me, which it has. Like to this date, I haven't spent on ad spend, any money on ad spend. Everything's been organic, every sale,
How it should be.
all the traction. Yeah. I mean, like I think I'm going to change that tune a little bit. Like just, yeah. sorry, Virtual Bubble. Yeah. Let me finish. Just like year 2, like, I just want to like, kind of 3 to 5x this thing. And the way I think to really do is just to put some money behind it. Anyways, but truthfully, like content has always been the driving force behind this brand, behind like me, where I see myself, where I think like I'm utilizing my biggest skill set, what I'm best at, where I want to see myself down the road. So like almost like in a lofty way, like, I'd be putting out content. Like I've been putting out not a piece a day because like it's just a lot, but that's kind of been my benchmark. But eventually someone with some sort of authority who's like, in the content space, has a podcast, is in the sketch comedy kind of arena, sees my shit and it's like, oh, this kid's like kind of funny. Like I bet he'd be good X. I bet he could write a bit. I bet he could whatever, host and a red carpet. I mean, that's like the lofty, like, that happens in movies type shit.
Yeah.
But truth be told, like I'm just gonna keep feeding, my desire to create content and like let content kind of be the driving force behind the brand. And eventually, hopefully maybe like outsource like all the physical, like labor intensive shit and just be content and like have like someone boxing up the order, someone fulfilling the orders, that kind of idea. But yeah.
I think it's also very tough to get something like this in a store because, like you said, it could be inappropriate. I don't know if a brand, like a big company store, wants to associate themselves with that, right?
Maybe
It could
like
be,
Spencer's.
a kid goes into a store and sees.
I was
it,
talking with Spencer's actually.
There you go.
actually a good
Yeah.
idea.
So I'm like kind of talking to them like Conversation with Little Dead, like it's a price point thing for them. So now I'm trying to figure out like, can I do this, that aligns with their price point. So yeah, but like there are places that can, like, for sure, like the big names, like the names you dream of, like the Targets and the Walmarts and like that's obviously off the table, but that was never it was never on the table to begin with, and that's fine. Like I know this is going to exist in a very specific lane, and I knew that going into it, and I'm like so okay with that. And I also think that like this is like only like my first go at whatever I'll end up doing, like. Yeah. I think it'd be like short-sighted to be like, oh no, like this is it, and to like defend this to the grave, and to like make sure that like this is what I'm gonna be like, contributing towards for like the rest of my, like it's never gonna be like that. Like I think the best thing that can come from this is like, oh, I spent 2 years growing this brand. I understand as much as I do about like prototyping, marketing, brand development and all that shit, and then like what took me 2 years to achieve, I can do in 3 months on the next thing. And I think that's like probably the best thing that could come out of it. So, yeah.
The foundation rises,
that's it.
Right?
That's it. Exactly.
You have the connections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got the meat sweats.
Meat sweating. Vomit out of sweat.
Mom spaghetti. He's nervous.
Eminem.
I think I was a little bit nervous.
Just so I'll give it a little. See how smooth it is. It's actually not too bad,
Everyone, put your hand on the cock.
That's 150 grit.
No splinters.
Holy shit!
You did that yourself.
Yeah.
This is actually really. Is this sandalwood?
It's maple.
Crafted.
Maple.
You think you'll ever start engraving like some veins?
amazing.
Maybe no.
No, you already got it.
Just does it with
Probably not.
Honestly?
I could. I could. Like if someone had a saying like, can you put like like the classic like drops emoji, like wet, like it's like those three blue drops,
Like a cum shot.
but like not quite cum shot. I think that actually, now I think that's probably what she was going for. She's like, could you like have those? And I'm like, mate,
For another
maybe.
$50, yes.
Yeah, no, I threw it. Sometimes I will spin the deal with an engraving because like it's like nothing for me, right? I just like set it up and whatever. But
It's very quality, I gotta say.
Right? Not bad.
Okay. No, I think it's solid. It's a solid cock.
Well, see, this is the thing too, right? Like it's expensive, right? Like this is like on the website, it's $165.
Wow.
That's expensive. There is a 10% discount you can always access, so I count for that.
What do you mean? Yeah.
And then it's free shipping on top of it. Right. So like it levels out. But I will say that like it's expensive in isolation, but in the realm of charcuterie boards, for this size, like it's 2 feet, like that's a going rate.
For sure.
The struggle is like justifying a $165 dick-shaped charcuterie board.
No, but that's of course it should be 160, even more.
Yeah, fuck it, more.
This is handcrafted.
Let's pump the price. Yeah.
We've got the engraved on and everything.
Hey guys,
this is what is fucking
What is expensive?
Unmastered promo code.
gonna
Add
be-
20%. To your
We're gonna
thing.
hook it up.
Like we're gonna make it 20% more expensive.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, fine.
The
Yeah.
opposite of a promo.
And shipping.
Pyramid scheme.
And shipping. It's maxed out. Cock comes with the butter. Comes with all this shit. Does that come with it?
Wait,
When
do you sell
it?
it? The butter too or no?
So
he sells
like
the butter.
every board is like ready to serve
buttered
on,
up, yeah.
but you can buy the butter as well if you
to
want.
preserve it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You just like every few uses just to kind of keep your cock in check.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wish I knew about this before your birthday. Would have bought you one.
Fuck.
His birthday was like 2 weeks ago.
I know, man.
Next year.
We missed
Next
a
year I'll
good
buy next year.
opportunity.
I'll buy one next year.
Better get the sheriff.
So I was gonna buy you something like funny. Like,
By then, who knows? The warden might be out.
Warden. Yo, did you just drop the warden on us?
This might be the first you hear about the warden.
Well, bro,
Yeah, exactly.
you
There
know
are
what?
ones
We're
that
looking
are
at getting a
You
new
can-
table,
in
dude.
theory,
Can
you could
turn
like
this
you could
into-
fucking make one like
No, for sure. We have one. I think
30
that's
feet.
Like this long.
What?
Like
We have a
charcuterie.
board.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but those are like I'm willing to bet those are one piece. This is 2 pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's like a fair bit of labor in this.
Yeah.
But
The warden.
yeah. You learn like being in it, like you kind of learn a thing or two, like understand how all this is made, how the sausage is made, the wooden sausage, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Would you ever get into balsa?
What the
The
fuck's
hell?
that?
Balsa wood.
Is that a species of what?
Yeah.
Balsam Lake.
Is that
Any
is it like
type
Brazilian?
of would you
Ball
get
sack
into?
wood.
I don't know.
Balsack wood? Is that what he said?
I could be tempted by ball sack wood.
You should sell them out of Balsam Lake.
Where's that?
It's a lake not too far away from
Would you set up shop
Ball
there?
You could set it.
Lake.
Welcome to Balsam.
Would you ever maybe make a store just selling these?
Like a retail store?
Like an actual store, yeah.
Probably
No,
not.
that's not good.
Yeah,
You don't
probably
need
not.
that.
But
The age of online, man.
No, you need
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
They need to, you
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
able to feel the wood
They
in
need to be
person.
feel.
You
Yeah.
gotta come in, see which size. Like, oh,
yeah,
No,
yeah. Actually, the interesting
that
thing
could
is
fit in
like
my house, yeah.
you know, like moved about 1,000 of these things. Like there hasn't really been. Not that I was expecting it, but you just never know. Like I've had like literally maybe like 5 issues with like a couple showed up damaged, a couple like had like nicks in them, and people were like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "My bad." Send them. But like for 1,000 boards, like I haven't gotten like really a lot of complaints.
I can't imagine there would be too much.
Well, I mean, like I don't know. They just could get it and be like, "What the fuck?" Like I
guess.
don't know. But yeah, I mean, they look pretty good.
and this is just naturally on there, that line, right? So they all look
Yeah,
different. Some of them,
so that's the thing too, right? Like some like I
Yeah,
can't.
some of them have like the little things in the wood.
Some of them are
Yeah.
yeah. Some like well the my suppliers
pretty good. Like, see, there's a little bit of thing there. A little like,
yeah. There's some
Wait,
that's
hold that
natural
up for the
wood.
people. Hold
And
that
you
up.
want that a little bit too. You know?
yeah. It adds character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my
I guess
supplier
there's
that I
some people
use.
that definitely wouldn't want that though. But
Yeah, the supplier that I use is pretty good at giving me like just like really reliable shit. I mean, like there's some holes and shit, but that's like actually
Well,
the species
yeah,
is called
it's in
wormy
there.
maple. So
Cock should
there
have
you
a
have
hole
it.
in it.
yeah, like look, no cock is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
But even like the texture and some are just like almost like very plain, and then some are like much darker. They almost look like a walnut, but just luck of the draw.
it's almost like the beauty of the world, dude.
That's it.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
you
How
know,
many times am I going to say that? I've said it multiple times on this podcast.
That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Cockuterie Boards. Here it is. Last little look
Yeah.
at it.
What about? I wanted to. You did the Pride Parade too. You did a booth
Oh,
there?
Yeah, we were at Pride.
yeah.
That was sick. Super hectic. Like it's like 3 days nonstop, like, 12, 14-hour days. And it's so disorganized. Like you pull up, you can only drive shit up to your booth like on the very first in and the very last out. So like in between the days, you have to just like find parking, like lug your shit by hand. And like we were next to like this makeup company, so like they just put all their shit in like a wagon and wheel it out. But we're like each board is like 3 pounds, and I had like hundreds of boards and like all this shit. So it was like a little bit of a headache, but it was pretty successful. Got a lot of like, oh, I've seen you on TikTok, like all this shit. And it was also like it was pretty good like learning opportunity because like people come to the Pride Parade and they'll drop like $30 give or take on like some makeup or food or like little knickknacks, but like hardly are they gonna come and spend like $150 on it.
Yeah.
So like that's what I was like talking about the coasters earlier is like
Those would sell more then.
those would sell more.
Yeah.
And like my ice cube trays were great. I think I sold like 150 of them in like the weekend. But yeah, I'm trying to like get my coasters in check because I'm doing another show in October, the Everything to Do with Sex show at the Toronto International
Gianluca will
Center.
be there
pull
for
up.
sure, dude.
I'll pull up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a sex addict.
And yeah, we're keeping that in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even take it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So just having some like cheaper items for people. So
That's cool.
yeah, but Pride was great. Really fun showing. It was a whole family affair.
Yeah, I saw Durex actually commented on one of your TikToks, right, about that because you're trying to see if the condom fits on it.
Yeah, so they actually commented on like
That's perfect too.
a video like I could only respond to when they posted, but yeah, it was like a video just like on a classic trend, and I saw that they commented. I'm like, okay, I got to lean into this. I've been trying to get in touch with them to be like, let's do like a series of videos, like, and this comes back to like me trying to prioritize content, and like the same way they would pay a creator like whatever $1,000 for a video or whatever. Like, why can't that exist brand to brand? Right? Like, why can't a brand utilize another brand, treat them as a creator that, operates in the same space more or less, and like allow me to create on behalf of both of us? So I'm trying to kind of slowly bridge that gap. Like, I'm in touch with Durex. Dude wipes. commented on it on one of my videos. So like I was actually DMing them, and like do a video on like, oh, like their wipes are gentle enough for our cock, like shit like that. And I'm like, why can't that exist? And like, why does it just have to be like brand to creator? Why can't it be like brand to brand? So that's what I'm trying to navigate.
Yep.
That's like, no, I don't think brands are really there yet. Like creators have gotten there. Creators used to be, and they wanted to be all kind of to themselves and not work together with others.
When?
You know what I mean?
What
There's like a
Creators?
whole time in like YouTube back in the day.
2007?
Yeah, like not 2007. YouTube just started then, I think. But there was like a whole period of time where it's like everyone just was kind of competitive and like didn't really collab. Now there's a lot of podcasts and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is learning that you should just all fucking collab, man.
Better thing, yeah.
Help each other out. It's not really hurting.
They all
much.
got audiences, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Brands aren't there yet, but
Yeah. It's not for like even like.
but if you market almost like you're creating videos, like you said, you want to market it more as content, then eventually you probably could get there.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, like even if it's like small fish, like Durex, like I reposted when Durex commented like to my Instagram, and one of my sister's friends who follows me was like, oh, she's like kind of like in PR or whatever. She's like, oh, like I know someone at Durex. Like, do you want me to say like put you in touch? I'm like, yeah, for sure. And she ended up being like. She works at KY. It's like a lube brand, but it's like under the Durex umbrella or some
KY
shit.
jelly.
KY jelly, exactly. We had a conversation. I'm like, hey, let me just do like 3 videos for you, like with KY, like on my boards. Like I'll make it on brand or whatever. I'll send you the script and we'll work on it. But like, let me just do it. Like, and she's like down. She like was like, okay, like I gotta talk to some people, but like seems as though something that isn't far-fetched, and she wants to like sponsor a giveaway. And I'm like, yes. This is the sauce. Like, just fucking bring us together in the spirit of cock and let the people enjoy.
There you have it.
in the spirit of cock.
Yeah.
I'd imagine you could probably like advertise somewhat too if you hit up like sex shops and things like that.
Yeah, like I should. Like, I was talking to Aren't We Naughty a while back. But this is the thing, like, shit just like slips through the cracks.
Yeah,
like, it's
Literally.
yes, yeah.
No,
Slips through the cracks.
That was the best one. I
Like,
think.
it's just so much going on at all times. And I'm just like,
sure.
but like, I eventually will find my footing and like,
slowly.
will be like more focused on like, hey, like now I got a target here, now here. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with the tits. I'm curious,
yeah,
like
same.
it could be like no lift, and it's just like things that like move every now and again. But or TikTok can have an absolute frenzy over them.
Yeah.
and it could rewrite a few things.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Charboobie.
Charboobie, yeah.
Might have to
Hey,
hop
when you
on board.
launch that, come back, man.
Yeah, sure. I'll put it side by side, and
Yeah.
we'll let the audience decide.
Exactly,
Exactly.
dude. We'll
But
fucking do
yeah,
it.
this was it's been awesome so far.
This was rather awesome, eh?
Rather.
Did you guys enjoy
Dude,
it?
yeah.
what
Yes.
podcast do you go on? You're eating cold cuts off a cockuterie, drinking wine.
This is the only
And
one.
it's
This is
like
the only
a-
one that I know.
And it's a sauna simultaneously.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
400
Yeah.
degrees.
Sweating out all
Do
the
some
toxins.
calories too at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
It's a workout. It's a nice fun time. But
It counteracts you eating.
We didn't eat it all, man, but
We'll get there.
Sorry, guys.
Off this off.
Off
We'll finish it
camera.
off camera.
yeah.
We got a nice
yeah.
picture with
We'll
it.
give it all to
Post it.
Toti, the dog.
not all of it, but yeah. So we appreciate you coming on, man. It was very fun to talk with you, learn more about your brand. It's obviously something you don't see a lot, but it was fun to know the backstory behind it. He's doing some ASMR there, but yeah.
Dude, likewise. Thanks for having me on.
It was great.
It was a
learning about
blast.
your-
Truly.
learning about your
Yeah, truly a
cock, man.
blast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thanks
guys,
for coming here.
go check out all his socials down below.
Balls.
Go check out his shop, man. Cop one of the boards. Give it to a family member, a cousin, a friend, or a birthday, whatever it is. Cop one. Send it over to him, and or cock one.
In the
whatever you
spirit
wanna
of
do.
cock.
Yeah, and make sure to follow us on all of our platforms. Everything's linked down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Unmastered Crafters, now we're saying, right?
Is that what we're saying?
used to say-
Unmastered bastards.
used to
No,
say
Unmastered
Bastards.
Crafters.
I like that.
Wait, what do you like?
Bastards is better, dude.
I'm on Bastard train.
Okay, come on, dude.
Because craft is like,
I'm on the Bastard train.
of course.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
okay, you guys can say.
Well,
whatever
what's
you
your
want.
what's
I'm
your
saying
pitch?
Unmastered Crafters.
Okay, it
It's
makes
all
more
about,
sense
like,
for a little bit
for the brand.
but,
It makes
I
more
mean,
sense. But
Unmastered.
Bastards is like if we were like a comedy podcast. I think Unmastered, the title works well for comedy and for creativity.
Let's start another
Wait, why
brand.
Unmastered Crafters?
Because it's about mastering your craft. So everyone's watching is a crafter. They're crafty.
craftsmen. You know,
They're
work into
craftsmen.
their craft.
Unmastered Crafters.
He's like, I don't get it. Bastard.
I get it. I'm just like, I don't know.
Bastard.
Whatever side you want to be on, comment down below.
Oh yeah,
And,
we could do that.
Hey, and
dude.
shout out
Let's
to the
just have
cock
it-
flockers.
Yeah, for all 4 of you watching, I appreciate it.
Yeah. All
Only
right.
4?
Come on, man.
There's
We
got-
need
there's
more. We need
1,000
you to
of
get
them.
all the
There's
cock
1,000 of them
flockers
out
on this episode, man.
Yeah.
There's
You
1,000.
think we can rally the cock
there-
flockers?
They're out there.
They're out there.
They're out there.
They're
They
just
might not show
flocking.
their face, but they're out
They're
there.
flocking about.
Yeah, they are.
Well, okay, I think we just ended right there.
I think we just ended it right
All
there.
right.
That's a hard cut.
That's a real cock sound. All right.
Alrighty.
I think we're done.
Peace out, everyone.
See ya.
I'm mastered out.
This is filled with joy.